how do you use Chromebooks in the classroom?
Well, we do a lot of writing on the Chromebooks as far as like if students are writing essays or doing projects, because we just finished our immigrant experience project where the students they created a presentation on Google Docs, and then they also created an independent project which they could do on paper. I'm creating a bunch of these ones that are on paper right now, but they could do it on paper or they could do it on their Chromebooks, so we do a lot of that. And then I like to do kind of mini web quests, and we're actually going to do one of those today in language arts because there are all these great kind of interactive websites where you can go and explore a subject, and so I come up with questions and then the students can explore these websites on their own and just answer questions as they go. So I like to do that.
Okay. And do you think having Chromebooks is better than it was before?
Yes. I would say yes. I like having them because before, if you wanted to type an essay, we pretty much had like a day to do it, and you had to be sure that you had space in a lab, and then we all had to take our stuff and go to the lab, and we had our one little typing day, and that was it. And so now we can do all sorts of things at any time, and it's pretty handy. Like instead of having to schedule a lab or since you guys all have the Chromebooks with you at all times, we can spend 20 minutes doing something on the Chromebooks and then the rest of class doing something on paper, or there's just a lot more flexibility with what we can do in the classroom. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about having Chromebooks?
I like how it opens us up to being able to do more researchy things. Like with our immigrant experience project that we did, we were able to spend over 2 weeks working on it in class because you guys all had this piece of this tool that you could use to get on the internet at any time, and I wouldn't have been able to do that before. Like I would have tied up an entire lab for over 2 weeks, and then other teachers wouldn't have been able to use it. So I like that, and I like that we can explore more resources out on the web. I think that's good.
What's the biggest project that you've done with the Chromebooks?
This one, the one that I was telling you about, that immigrant experience project, has been the biggest because the students had to do a ton of research online and then create a partner project using Google Docs, like Google Docs presentation. I think it's called Google Slides. But they had to do that, and then they also could create their independent project, which, like I said, it could be on paper or it could be a digital project on the Chromebook. And some kids got really creative with those. Like kids found stuff online, like newspaper generator, where they write a newspaper article, but then it puts it into this cool newspaper format, so it looks like an actual newspaper. And some people found this children's story creator where they can make a little book online that you could turn the pages, and so some people got really creative by being able to use those online resources.
Okay, have you ever used the Chromebooks to give students learning targets?
Yeah, because at the beginning, when I give students a project or when we're doing something and I have a sheet that has the guidelines on it, I try to put those learning targets, those I can statements that we want to achieve by the end of the project on the project itself, so that students can see where we're going.
How do you use My Big Campus in the classroom?
My Big Campus, I have a page on there where I put all of my, there's a page and it's called Click Here for what we did in class. And so whenever I give stuff to students or whenever we go to websites, stuff like that, I put links to it on there so that students can go there and if they missed something, they can print the assignment off of there, or if there's a website that they want to, if I showed them a website here in class and they want to go visit it at another time, then it's on there on My Big Campus. And I know that some students don't do that, but a few students do use it as a resource, so that's good. And I've given a few like little quizzes and little tests on there, like a grammar pre-test and then a grammar post-test and stuff like that. And sometimes I put announcements up there with links to things. Like yesterday, we were linking a bunch of our project stuff to the student's portfolio, and I was able to put a link to the portfolio template on there just in case, to be like, okay, if you don't have your portfolio template, which you should, but if you don't, here's a link to it here easily on My Big Campus so that you can get it if you need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.